Good morning. Just want to talk about justice this morning. My long trip started with a death that I didn't understand. I couldn't understand why, when I was 17, that I would find a hard man, hard-working man. He had his hiccups, but he was a good dad. My stepfather, but he was still the only real dad I ever had. Well, I found him. And you know what I mean by that. And it sent me off into a whirlwind of misunderstanding, and I was kind of high strung anyway. I still am kind of high strung. I got more energy than most people, I guess. I can wake up and not drink coffee. Doesn't bother me. But I want to talk about justice this morning. I want to talk about our judicial systems and our governing systems of justice. Now, Lord knows I've been guilty of many things. And I've paid my dues. I've even been guilty of things I ain't guilty of, and I paid them dues. And am still paying them dues. You see that truck? Last year, I knocked on the wrong door, literally. Thought I was going to somebody's house that it wasn't their house. And it ain't my fault that this guy's a whatever he is. I hear many telltale things that he's cartel and he's a drug addict and that's all that stuff's beside the point. The point I'm trying to make is I knocked on his door thinking it was my brother-in-law's door. Well, he came out, shot a shot in the air, shot that there truck up, which damaged, took the radiator out, took the fan clutch out, took my air conditioner out, hit my engine block, but it didn't go through. It ricocheted out and damaged my hood. I did all the work myself. $800 worth of damage. Had I taken it to a mechanic because I was afraid to work on it or whatnot, it had cost us near $1,500 probably to fix it. Now, I got in my truck as he was shooting it up. I was going towards my truck and it started. I didn't know what the damage was done at the time, but it started, so I backed out of there, and as I was leaving, he said, "I'm going to find out where you live." So I came home. My radiator fluid was from his house to my house. I came home, I ran in the house, armed myself, came back outside. My wife got up. I told her, I said, "Stay in the house." She tried to ask me what I was doing. I said, "Just stay in the house. Things ain't good. Stay in the house." So I got out here down behind this big 500-pound tire that I flipped, and I waited. And I waited. And I waited. About 3 hours after that, I fell asleep. Well, the cops came, woke me up, took me to jail for felon with a firearm. Now, what's justice? You know, the guy that shot my truck up, he still ain't facing any charges. He ain't had to pay a dime out of his pocket to fix our truck. None of that. So what is justice? Is justice taking somebody to jail that came home and did what every man and woman ought to do? To jail? After getting shot at? After getting their property shot up? This is a true story. I ain't even holding back on it one bit. Yeah, I'd been drinking that night. And I admit guilt. I don't like to lie at all. But we're talking about justice in our judicial system, in our justice system here. Yeah, I'm a felon. I ain't been charged with anything since 2006. But they want to write the law. The way the law's written is from the time you completed that sentence or probation, whichever one is later. Well, I got out of prison in 2011, and I had to do a year parole. So it's from the time I got off parole. If 10 years had passed, they wouldn't even be able to charge me with felon with a firearm. Now, man, I'm right I'm right at the door of 10 years. Next July would be 10 years. But if you want to think about it, I served my time as far as being in prison. It's been 10 years. Now our judicial system, and that law states in 2018, it states that they can't even charge me with felon with a firearm unless I've been convicted of a capital felony or a felony that is violent. Well, I've never had any violent charges. Not to date. But in 2020, they made an amendment to that law. And again, now they can charge me with a third-degree felony. You know, the law, what I see is, now you remember back when everybody was buying up guns and everything? Because they thought, oh no, we better get guns and ammo, because all this coronavirus stuff, and everybody was just spending. Well, that's when we got that AR. And then they, it's funny how they changed the law during the pandemic, right? In 2020, July 1st, 2020, during the pandemic. Oh, they couldn't do anything else, but they can change laws and rewrite laws during the pandemic, right? You call them or something, but last year you try to call the IRS or anything like that, and they ain't hearing it. They ain't trying to hear your... Man, the system is so broken, man. It is so broken. The system is broke, man. So broke that a man can't even come and defend his own home and his family. I don't care if you're a felon or not. It doesn't matter, man. They don't even recognize that the guy shot my truck up. They don't even take that into account. They don't look at, well, why did he come home and arm himself? Why did he do that? Nah, they don't even want to look at why. They just look at, oh, he armed himself, he's a felon, let's take him to jail, charge him. Maybe we can make some money off this guy. I got court this morning. I got docket call. I talked to my lawyer yesterday. They're offering me 3 years if I'll plead guilty to all 3 counts. I got felon with a firearm, delinquent with a firearm, which is a petty misdemeanor, and then criminal trespass unposted, which is a misdemeanor. Which I don't feel like a criminal trespassed. What was criminal about it? What's criminal about somebody knocking on somebody else's door? All I can do is smile, man. I mean, what can I do? Take the probation so I can be here for my family. so I can continue to protect my family. That's 3 years I got to jump through hoops. You know, I don't drink or drug or anything, but, you know, who's to say that, you know, things happen, man, and I may not have always been a good man, but I know I'm a good man now. And what is justice? What is justice? Is justice just a word that allows the system to, you know what felony probation is? It's where you gotta pay your dues every month to the, you know, it's a certain fee. I gotta go in and I gotta test for drugs and alcohol. I gotta, you know, they get to come to my house and look around and violate my privacy. They get to do all that, man. They, you know, any little thing they, you know, they could try and violate me for or whatever. You know, I just got to jump through hoops. You know, I don't understand the justice system. You know, what about the guy that actually fired the firearm at my vehicle, at me? I mean, what about that? You know, why did I come home and arm myself? Why? They don't look at that stuff. God over everything. Jesus is king. And I'll continue to serve the Lord, and I'll continue to step forward and try to step into the path and on the path as God wants me to do it. You know, I'm confused about the system. You know, anyway, you guys be blessed out there. I just thought I'd share a little bit of my life with you. We're all real. You know, I only got like 79 followers, but these channels out here that are so fake, you could just paint it on a wall. They get 400,000 friggin' followers. I give you my everyday life. No punches held. No around the bush. Straight truth. Jesus is king. Bye.